Hello viewers! Have you noticed that the aircon in your car is not working as it should, and instead of a cold breeze from the vents, you only get a stream of lukewarm air? During hot summer days, this will turn every trip into an exhausting, gruesome and sweaty experience, which is something nobody wants. And one of the things likely to cause this is a bad AC compressor. So in this video, I'll explain how to tell if that's the case and, more importantly, how to fix it. The aircon's role is to cool down the air coming into the car's interior through the vents. This is done by a refrigerant, which circulates between an evaporator behind the dashboard and a condenser in front of the car. The circulation is done by a pump called the AC compressor. Besides moving the refrigerant around, the compressor also compresses it. This compression and later expansion of refrigerant within the evaporator is what makes it cold, but I'll skip that boring thermodynamics here and get back to the compressor, as this is the only moving part here. And as such, it's also one of the most common failure points in the whole system. So let's see what could happen when it breaks down. The first and most obvious symptom you might notice is the aircon not working at all. If your AC is on, for instance there might be a little light on the AC button, but the air coming through the vents isn't cold, the compressor might be bad. There are, however, many other things that can cause this to happen, so don't jump to any conclusions just yet. Instead, try to see if any other symptoms might help you narrow down the problem. Another thing you might notice is rattling or winding noise coming from the engine bay. This could be caused by the compressor's internal components being worn or fallen apart, among other things. A good way to determine if the AC compressor is one making the noise is by switching off the aircon and listening if it stops. And if it does, you can be pretty sure the compressor's internals have worn and will require the unit to be replaced. Then we have the AC compressor's pulley. In most cases, it consists of two parts. The inner pulley will spin all the time with the engine without turning the axle into the compressor. There is also an outer clutch on this pulley, which only engages when the compressor should start. If you notice a burning rubber smell from the engine bay when turning on the aircon, it can mean that the AC compressor has seized, causing the serpentine belt to slip over its pulley. This might also be accompanied by a high-pitched squealing noise coming from the engine bay. But if these symptoms are present even when the AC is off, the problem is more likely to be somewhere else. Your vehicle's AC system has sensors in place to determine how much refrigerant there is within the pipework. And if there is a leak, the AC low pressure switch will detect this and turn off the compressor to prevent it from running dry. A refrigerant leak on a vehicle can often be difficult to find due to the inaccessibility of the components that you are trying to assess. However, a good place to start if you're looking for a leak is the compressor body itself, whose seals may burst due to pressure buildups that can happen when there is a blockage within the AC system. As you may imagine by now, several things can prevent the AC compressor from kicking in, with it being faulty being one of them. For a start, the compressor seals, and there are several of them, can become brittle or burst because of high pressure that may occur inside the aircon pipes. This causes a refrigerant leak, consequently shutting down the whole AC system. Furthermore, when the AC compressor is on, its internals are moving and rotating at high speeds to keep the aircon working. Over time, bearings and other metal components might start to wear, which, at first, generates weird noises such as rattling or harsh grinding. And over time, these parts may fall apart completely, seizing the compressor and preventing it from moving at all. Then we have the wiring connecting the compressor and the car's harness. Now, in most cases, these are just two wires, but even as such, they may get physically damaged or the connector might be loose or corroded. A simple visual inspection should reveal if that's the case. Lastly, you should keep in mind that for the aircon to engage, all of its components should work perfectly and within the given parameters. So any issues here, such as refrigerant leaks or faulty pressure switches, could stop the otherwise fully functional compressor from kicking in. And to figure out if that's the case, you could carry out a simple test, but for this, you'll first have to find it. Now, a few words on how to locate the AC compressor in your engine bay. The fact that it's driven by the serpentine belt quite largely determines its position and makes finding it easier, regardless of what car you might have. Just pop the hood and locate the serpentine belt, which will be wrapped around several pulleys. Now look for one looking like this, and there you have it. That's your AC compressor. Okay, with that sorted out, let's now get back to that simple test we mentioned earlier. Start by turning on the car and leaving it at idle for a few minutes. While waiting, check all fuses and then measure the voltage on the battery with a multimeter, which should be more than 13 volts. Now connect one of the leads of the multimeter to the ground and attach the other to the compressor relay located under the hood of your car. This will allow you to measure any electrical current flowing through it while you test different components. Then set the multimeter to ohms so that you can test the resistance on the wires leading to and from the compressor relay. The readings should be between 0.5 and 2 ohms for a normal working system. Next, check the voltage at the terminals of the compressor clutch. This can be easily done by setting your multimeter to AC mode and then attaching its leads to the two terminals of the compressor clutch. Here you should see anything between 10 and 16 volts, depending on the particular vehicle. Finally, check that your grounding wire is securely attached to its terminal under the hood. You can do this easily using a multimeter set to DC mode, which should read 0 volts if everything is connected properly. If your compressor has the correct feeds to it but still isn't working, this would suggest a faulty AC compressor. Assuming you've determined the AC compressor is shot, there's only one question left to be answered. How much will it cost to repair? While the AC compressor can sometimes be overhauled, this is rarely feasible. When you add up how much all new parts costs, it's usually not much cheaper than a whole new compressor. And in the end you still have a used part with various potential issues. Instead, buying a new one, which costs between $500 and $1,000 depending on the car, is the best option. At this point you might be thinking about replacing the compressor yourself, as this seems like a simple job. But in reality there's much more to it, as some special tools and equipment, as well as some knowledge of how the aircon works, are needed for this job. Furthermore, once the compressor is replaced, the AC has to be refilled with refrigerant, which can only be done using an AC refrigerant recovery machine. With all that in mind, having this done by a professional might be the best option. So that would be all about the aircon compressor for now. I hope this video helped you figure out if it's broken and, more importantly, that you will manage to fix the issue. If you found all this to be helpful, don't forget to give a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. See you!